One, two, three, and something like that. Hey, guess what, guys? We are live. You are watching the Groove Zone Network series premiere of the Convos show. That's what I meant to say. Good grief! And they gave me my own show too. Can you believe that? So I'm lucky enough to be able to be hanging out with Julie from Alaska today. Julie, hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's your day so far?
It's going good. I have the day off.
Oh, nice.
Watching a
Good.
little bit of Supernatural.
Okay. Well, that kind of is fitting for the day.
hmm
Okay. Okay. You have all your candies lined up at the door for tonight?
Oh, sure.
Or are they more pretty much closer to you so you can reach them easier?
They're closer to me so I can reach
There
them
we go.
easier.
Okay. Yeah, same here. I haven't even bought any candy for anybody except for myself, so probably should get on that. Anyway, well, thank you so much for hanging with me for a while today. You ready to watch some rock and roll stuff?
Sure.
Cool, cool, cool. Speaking of which, I still got to get you down here one of these days and give you a rock and roll tour of
Yeah.
The Cobain thing. Actually, his sister Mindy just had her birthday yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, would you like to wish her a happy birthday? Because she'll be watching this.
Happy birthday, Mindy.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So, without further ado, kids, this is Convos, and coming up, we've got Information Society and Oingo Boingo former members. So, rock and roll. All right, Julie, this is it.
Okay.
Ooh, spectacular.
Digging a little bit and putting out new music.
Too cool. So yeah, we're catching up with Information Society today, guys. This is James Cassidy of the band, and if you're just tuning in, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. You are watching the. Okay, I'll just pause right there because I don't know
There it
what
is.
the name is yet. On the Groove Zone. There we go. Hey, speaking of which, rock and roll.
Right.
Cool.
I used to live up to Seattle. When the first time I quit the band,
Okay.
1983, and I
Oh
took
wow.
the first train out of Minneapolis. I'd never been really to the West Coast,
Okay.
and the first train actually went to Duluth, so we took the second train, which went to Seattle, and I had this kind of amazing, I was 20 years old. I was like, oh my God, and Seattle was just an amazing place. Still is, of course, but
It was magic back then, though.
different place. It was
Yeah.
still kind of remnants of the previous era, and even the previous era for that matter, kind of logging the town.
Right. Right.
And had just this, just coming out as a young person and just discovering myself and all that jazz. And so I've always wanted to get back to the Pacific Northwest.
And you are, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when I quit the band for the fourth time in '93, I decided this time was for real, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was living in New York at the time, and I knew I wasn't going to stay there. And so people say, "Oh, why don't you get another band?" I'm just not interested in being in bands. I just happen to be in this band,
Right.
and I like it, and I like the relationships. I'm not really a musician in that sense. I'm part of this project, which is more than just music. There's a lot going on to run a band. And so my very intelligent girlfriend at the time, she said, well, who was from New York? She said, well, why don't you go to the Brooklyn Public Library and look at career candidates?
We got to flashback because we don't do what we're told. So now I push the stone uphill. I'm really glad that you brought this up, but before we're done today, I've got a quick question that may not be a quick answer.
but we do this podcast. Actually, our finale is right around the corner. But James, I want to know, what are your views on cryptids, as far as like forest cryptids? Do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't. I don't know
Okay,
what you're
Sasquatch.
talking about. What are you talking about?
Sasquatch. You
Oh,
spend,
yeah. Oh, is that
spend
what they
time
call
in
it?
the woods, so I'm just
What did
curious.
you call cryptics? What do you call it?
Cryptids. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Sasquatch and
Right.
well, we here in Oregon, it's a culturally significant phenomenon, mostly in fun.
Right. Right.
And it is kind of a thing here that it's been embraced for the fun aspect of that. So you'll see a lot of Bigfoot sort of in part of a lot of advertising of beer and whatever.
Potato chips.
Huh? Yeah, anything, you name it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But my father was a believer.
Okay. Okay.
And when I lived in Portland, there was an amazing Bigfoot museum.
Okay.
That was like a private, it was a bookstore, a fantasy bookstore,
Okay.
long gone, in St. John, which is a neighborhood.
Okay.
And he had old cases and prints and photos, and they had their meeting there. And so I kind of like hung around it because I've always been into like these, kind of weird subcultures.
Right.
They're not weird, but you know what I mean, like
Fringe.
non-mainstream sort of
Right.
folks.
Fringe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would just go there to browse books just to listen to them talk, old guys, and just like, talking like old guys about Bigfoot. It really was really fascinating to me. And a few years later, I went back there and the Bigfoot museum was gone. So I talked to the bookstore. I said, what happened? Blah, blah. And they said, yeah, the guy, he had to move it. So he moved it into his mom's basement. Oh. And it just made me so sad, So I make room, for that.
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't say I'm a believer.
Okay.
But I'm also not. I'm a trained scientist.
Right.
But as a trained scientist, I also know that we don't know very much. So we know a lot, but not most of it. We don't.
Right.
So there's a lot going on, and people used to not believe in carbon dioxide because it was invisible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yet we breathe in and out, and oxygen, and it's really gases and elements that make up our body. People they just thought it was fire and water and air,
Magic. Yeah.
Magic. And that's, science comes from that wonder, and it's what drives science, is the quest for the unknown. And the unknown requires that you dream an idea that, well, maybe it's like this. And so we make things up, and then we test it using the tools and the process to determine whether there's evidence or not. And, and we come up with a hypothesis and test it. And so, again, I'm not like, I don't know. I don't know.
And you know what? And that because it's kind of an open-ended one. An open-ended question anyway, but I'd love to ask that one of my guests, because I've gotten some pretty cool stories from a number of artists. Nothing like putting the guests on the spotlight, or kind of on the hot seat there. Did you notice that, Julie?
What's that?
I kind of put him on the hot seat a little bit there. That's kind of an odd question to ask, especially somebody of a celebrity status. So it's always a 50-50 whenever it happens. But yeah, good guy. Do you remember much Information Society music?
No, I don't actually.
They did a song called What's on Your Mind.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm not going to sing it for you. I can play it for you later, but I'm not going to sing it for you. Anyway, yeah, one of the bands to come out of Minneapolis. I think Minneapolis.
I am only 43, so.
Oh, so you are old enough to remember.
I am.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Hey guys, I'll give Julie a bad time after this, so hang tight. Here's James on the show. We are getting so close to the end. I need to do one last thing, and then I'm cutting you loose. Again, thank you so much for putting some time aside today, James. I totally appreciate that. A word to the world. If you could say anything to anybody watching today, what would it be?
Well, there's only 4 things to do on this planet, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to write these down.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Okay.
Grow food, eat food, hang out with each other, which is a giant category of things, and make art. And really everything else is a bit of a sideshow. What really matters is how do you treat each other, and for God's sake, eat well and enjoy the time you have here. And while you're here, express yourself and make some art. And I don't know, that's all I got for you folks. And you know what? That's all we need. And that's a great way to put it. So thank you very much. Guys, you've been watching the Groove Zones.
Convos.
With DJD Phoenix out of Olympia, Washington. Been hanging today with James Cassidy of Information Society. James, have an awesome one. And I look forward to catching up with you again at some point soon. Thank you so much. Appreciate all right, say hi to the Dominican Republic for us too. Well, hey, if you ever, are down this way, or if you ever want to talk again, just get in touch with me. I definitely will. You got it. It's a plan. Yeah, it sounds like we could have some things in common to chat about. I think so too. Too. Awesome. All right. So hey, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. James, I will talk with you soon, then, my friend. Okay, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm ready for some Oingo Boingo. I am totally ready for some Oingo Boingo. There we go. There's Julie. Hey. So, you ready for some Oingo Boingo?
Yes.
Good. So am I. So, coming up here, as soon as this little plug from James is over with, we've got Brendan McCreary from Bellingham, Washington. Brendan is the lead vocalist that basically stands in as the lead vocalist of that Danny Elfman once was for Oingo Boingo. And Brendan's got an amazing career. We'll have links and stuff to him on our things, so do check him out. But any words before Oingo Boingo? Now, do you know who these guys are?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. What's one of your favorite songs by them?
I can't really think of one of my favorites right now since I'm on the spot.
I know there's that spotlight again. Well, Dead Man's Party happens to be one, especially this time of year, that you hear all the time.
Yes.
Right. So we can go with Dead Man's Party if you'd like. Or
right
actually,
on.
Just go on with the show. How about we do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
James Cassidy from Information Society here with
Alrighty.
DJ Phoenix, and you're on the Groove Zone from Olympia, Washington, babe.
Ow!
All right.
Rock and roll. It's going to be October 31st edition. So, I haven't really just come right out and said it's like full on Halloween, not for any reason, but we figured, we'd class it up a little bit and do something a little bit different. So October 31st. Now, with that being said, are there any things from like your childhood or anything that you've ever like maybe seen on the web, been told, whatever, that kind of give you the heebie-jeebies or the creeps enough to make you like maybe look over your shoulder every once in a while? I don't know. There's a bunch of bulletproof rock stars, man, because not that many people that I've talked to lately are fazed by much.
Well, I don't know about online and stuff, and I don't know how you feel about this. I know people have their opinions, but I have a junior level sixth sense. So I'm not quite as spiritually inclined as Vatos, for example. Okay. But I've seen a lot of things in my life. I've seen many ghosts. or something, spirits, whatever you want to call it. And I've seen a lot of stuff that my brain can't process. And I constantly get like weird things happen to me all the time.
Okay.
Like even out like walking the dog. When I'm in hotels, a lot of times I'm just like something weird is going on. So yeah, I get the heebie-jeebies all the time. Say what?
I'm sorry. I said that's just from sleeping in a hotel.
Yeah. It's just the bed bugs.
Yeah, no doubt. And I apologize because I interrupted you. What were you saying right there before I cut you off?
And I get the heebie-jeebies all the time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You know, yeah. So, and I've recently, I mean, I used to live in Hollywood, and that place is haunted AF.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen full body apparitions. I've had all the noises, the cold, the temperature shifts, and like the breezes and the voices, and I've seen things that I don't even want to talk about. They're so horrible. And then I will say that the most haunted place that I've ever been is Hawaii.
Really?
Hands down, the most haunted place I've ever been.
Wow.
Yeah, especially I've only been to the two islands, Oahu and Maui.
Okay.
But you know, and I used to not so I met a few Hawaiians recently, and I was like, hey, I gotta talk to you about something. And the people from Hawaii know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, I'll bet they do.
I had an appointment with a psychiatrist many years ago, and he was from Hawaii, and I was like, look, I don't want you to think I'm crazy. I just got back from Maui, and I saw some shit there. And he's like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, vindicated.
Oh my gosh. So Zipsy, Janine, John, let's see who else. Aaron, you guys will all know exactly what Brendan's talking about. More than likely. Wow. Do you think that it has anything to do with the fact that it's a isolated island?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so it's more like they're just kind of like held there almost.
I don't know. I mean, the entire, you know. There was a genocide on that tiny little island.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and those tiny series of islands, and there's stuff there. There's stuff.
You're right. And actually, you know, it's funny because you're not that far off the path that we used to go down. I don't know if you're familiar with Dub Effects or not. He was on the show with us a couple years ago. YouTube artist, went stellar. Anyway, out of our original interview, we ended up doing almost a 2-year podcast about these kind of things.
Oh yeah.
Aerial phenomenon, cryptids, paranormal stuff. Yeah. So kind of right up the same alley there, buddy.
I saw a UFO too.
That was going to be one of my next questions because that's one of my favorite ones to ask. Really?
Yes. So, and I don't consider them related. I know there's a lot of people that are like plagued by spiritual stuff. They're like, and I've also seen a UFO, and I'm like,
right. And we're having lunch with Bigfoot next week. Right. Yeah. No. But you know, a lot of people just kind of like pile it all in together. They're all their own, actually incident by incident, regardless of whichever part of that whole spectrum you're talking about is all you have to take it all individual basis. So
yeah, totally.
So if you got a minute, then tell me about your UFO thing.
Yeah, it was super casual. I was parking in South Pasadena. I was going to a Christmas party.
Yeah. I
got out of the car, and for no reason in particular, I just looked up in the sky, and I have no idea what distance this thing, I don't have any idea how big it was or small it was. It seemed very close, and it was this glowing orange, I want to say like an oval shape, some kind of shape, glowing orange, a pleasant color. It wasn't like blinding or anything. And I was just started staring at it. And when you see things that you can't explain, like ghosts or whatever, your brain starts doing this math, right? It goes, and it starts working real hard, like helicopter, airplane, drone, and then it just hits error. That's what happens to me, where it's just like, I can't explain this. I'm going through all my records to justify what I'm seeing, and there's no records. And no sooner did right when I was like, I don't know what that is, it, from just the perfectly stopped position. Oh, it was also kind of gyrating a little bit. It wasn't just still. From a perfectly stopped position, it just went like across the entire sky and disappeared in like an instant. Wow. From a perfectly stopped position. And I'm not saying that it was because I noticed it or because I was like, but it was like no sooner had I been like, wait, what the fuck? And it just took off at speeds unfathomable to me.
Wow.
It was really cool.
Now, did you call it in?
I didn't have any idea who to call.
Okay. Well, it's definitely not those Ghostbuster kids, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, having had to do it twice now in my lifetime, it's a weird feeling when you actually make a report or you actually leave a message. Because first thing that goes through my mind, I don't want to visit from any guys in black suits, first of all. First of all, yeah, and I don't know if it happens with every sighting, but I just know that my life is funky enough. I don't need to add that to it.
Sure.
One of the panelists told me here not that long ago, goes, you're already underneath their radar, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'm like, great. Yeah, that kind of thing trips me out, and I'm wondering like if anybody might have, if it was in the news or anything like that. How long ago was this?
Oh, well over 10 years ago.
Okay. But that was the only sighting that you've ever had that, like, for sure that, like, you just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it was just like, there's nothing, I cannot explain this. Yeah.
I love the way you describe it, though, because it's true. It is. Your brain just kind of goes into this, like, overload mode. And it's because everything that we've learned, seen, taught, or, been taught doesn't line up with what you're actually, like, visualizing right now or experiencing. Right. And so, yeah. It's got to stop somewhere so that it'll go back and, let you know, hey, this is what it is. This is what. Anyway, okay, cool. Well, thank you for that.
Sure.
I didn't even have to really dig too hard when you offered that one out, Brendan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Are you a fan of horror movies at all, or horror at all?
No, I don't like being scared.
And you're fronting Oingo Boingo.
Yeah. So there's a few caveats to that. I love The Exorcist, and in particular I love The Omen and Poltergeist.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're like not only horror films, but they're also like incredible films. Like on their own merit, like they're just movies. They're not horror movies, they're like movies.
We're talking the 70s ones, right? The classics.
Yeah. Okay. And then after my daughter was born, I was a stay-at-home dad, and so she's just like sleeping all day, and I just went on this horror movie binge. So for like 4 months, I just streamed every horror movie on every streaming platform.
Oh my god!
I don't know why.
And then, oh my gosh!
And then after that, I didn't want to watch them anymore.
Had to get it out of your system.
Yeah,
because it's kind of hard. I don't know, and I know there's some parents that are totally cool with taking their kids to movies called The Corpse Grinders when they're like 3 years old. But beyond that, though, it's really hard to kind of watch and get into a horror movie when your little one's right there.
Well, I mean, she was like literally an infant. She was not cognizant of what was going on.
Oh yeah, no doubt, yeah. Wow, oh, that's funny. Well, hey, at least you got caught up on the horror movies, though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
what about like so like what was one of your favorite Halloween memories?
Okay, I got one.
Okay.
My brother is the infamous and well-known film composer Bear McCreary, and one day for Halloween we decided to be the Blues Brothers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Jake and Elwood Blues. Simple enough costume, and you get the knuckle, you know, the Sharpie on the knuckles. And so we were going door to door, and our catchphrase was, "We're on a mission from God." So we just like say that. And so we'd be like, "Trick or treat, we're on a mission from God." And so we knocked on this one door and we go, "Trick or treat, we're on a mission from God." And this woman just looks at us. She goes, "Oh, you're Mormons." It was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
You're
Little Mormons in business suits. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. How old? So, how old were you guys?
I was probably in middle school.
Okay. Okay.
Bear 4 years older than me.
Oh my gosh. Did she have any yard work she wanted you to do for her or anything?
Now we have to offer.
Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. So,
But the Groove Zone.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm when you are.
All right. Hey, this is Johnny Vatos, and I'm hanging out on the Groove Zone, and so should you.
Ow! Rock and roll. Thank you, sir. That
There
just
you
totally
go.
rocks.
Right, so hi everyone, this is Andy from Modern Romance, and you're listening to the Groove Zone.
Rock and roll.
rock
Just
and roll.
like that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I heard you say Groove Zone, so but I'm partially deaf.
No, I said show, so let me just do it again.
Okay. Here we go.
Hi, it's Joe Visvari from Images in Vogue on the Groove Zone. Boo.
Ow!
Simmons drum.
Gracias. Well, what do you know? You made it through your first half hour there, my friend. Actually, 27 minutes. So, what do you think of Brendan?
I think he's pretty cool. I like the little ghost stories from Hawaii.
I think you'd like his singing style too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you ever a fan of Queen at all?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm pretty sure that you would like his stuff. He does actually. I think he does a couple of Queen covers, if I remember right. So, all right. So this means we're down to our last half hour of power. I want to say thank you to Brendan McCreary, as well as oh my gosh, James Cassidy of Information Society. Almost lost that one. Thanks, guys. Totally had fun with both of you, and we'll do it again soon. Julie, you ready to take a quick break, and then we'll come back for the last one?
Sure.
Rock and roll. You got any words? You got any words to the world today? It being October 31st.
Everybody just be happy and enjoy the day.
Okay. Then there we go. All right. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Stay on the page. Just refresh it, and you'll see us again.